Hey everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge, and this is Piggyskin Picks, where I pick the winners and losers of the upcoming NFL week. Week number 14, 6 out of 16 in the pick'ems, 37.5%. Fuck, but we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back at it, make some goddamn money this week. Hopefully, with these fucking picks. And we start off with Thursday Night Football tonight. The Baltimore Ravens will be hosting the New York Jets. It's a blowout. Move on. The Baltimore Ravens are going to win this shit. No goddamn problem. And so let's move on straight to Sunday's game. The Seattle Seahawks taking on the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. I'm picking the Seahawks, but I'm thinking it's going to be a very close game. Russell and the offense has to get going. And there's going to be a lot of question marks as to who's going to be available. You know, obviously Rashad Penny being out means you got to look into the depth of the running backs and hope that Travis Homer and CJ Prosise gets going. As for Carolina, I mean, as good as they have been, I just don't trust them on the offensive side. Kyle Allen is very limited in what he can do, and I feel Seattle can exploit that a little bit, but simultaneously, I am saying this straight ahead of time. I feel like this is going to be a very close game. Carolina probably keeps it close for like 4 or 5 points, and then Seattle just somehow wins it out. So, moving on to the next game, the New England Patriots taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm picking the Patriots. Yes, videotaping Patriots. Yeah, that shit doesn't matter. Cincinnati's just a bad team. No matter how much fucking crap is going on in the news cycle right now, none of that shit matters. Alright, the Patriots are going to win this shit. Probably via blowout, because Cincinnati's a bad team. That's kind of the thing with the Patriots, right? I mean, come on, man. Haven't we seen this shit before? So many goddamn times? Yet we're still questioning the goddamn fucking movie? Alright. Well, have fun. Have fun if you're watching the Titanic and hoping that they don't fucking crash in the goddamn iceberg at the end. Jesus Christ. Moving on to the next game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be taking on the Detroit Lions. I'm taking the Bucs because the Lions are just a travesty of a franchise. They always somehow just dick punch their fans in the worst way possible. And I think this game, probably going to see the same thing. Buccaneers just slapping the Lions silly, and never fucking bet on Detroit. That's the hard lesson I had to learn. The fucking Lions just terrible. Now, moving on to the next game, the Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Packers. I'm taking the Packers. Don't be surprised that the Bears have been winning. Seriously. They've been taking on opponents that haven't been all that great. I think the Green Bay defense may give up a couple of decent amount of yards to Trubisky, but ultimately Rodgers and the company comes out with the win here. Come on. Kind of obvious, right? But let's move on to the next game. The Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Taking the Chiefs, but feeling the Denver Broncos keeping this game close, even till the bitter end, until Patrick Mahomes just might dick slap everybody into oblivion. That's kind of what he does. So, moving on to the next game right along to Miami, taking on the New York Football Giants. I'm taking Miami. You brought Eli back. Great. What's next? What are you going to do next? Huh? What's the big plan next? That's all I can really say about that game. Just, God, Miami. Well, let's move on to just the next game. I don't really want to talk about Miami. I don't want to talk about the Giants. They just fucking bum me out. But this next game should be very interesting. The Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans. And I'm picking Tennessee. I mean, Titans have been really good all throughout this last few months. And especially with Ryan Tannehill in, they've been a revelation. So I'm taking the Titans, where the Texans just look like dog shit the last 2 weeks. Even in the Patriots win, I don't really think they were all that great. And kind of a prove it moment for this Texans team moving forward. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles will be taking on Washington Redskins. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, boys and girls. I'm confusing those two teams because it's like both franchises are in just proverbial mediocrity, except the Flyers are winning right now, but I'm picking the Eagles. God. Flyers, Eagles, Philly. Let's just pick Philly. Jesus fucking Christ. Next, I'm not even going to talk about that game. Washington is a dog shit organization, and the Eagles should have an easy win, but they'll make it harder on themselves because they're the fucking Eagles. Just like this next team, the Cleveland Browns taking on the Arizona Cardinals. I think the Browns will win this, but they will try to choke it away because Freddie Kitchens sucks. And there's a lot of just bad blood in that locker room right now. And I don't think Cleveland's going to figure it out by the end of the season. It just so happens that, they're going to miss out the playoffs and they shit the bed in the worst ways possible. So they're going to have to think about that in the offseason. Probably think about moving on from OBJ, who is a team cancer and needs to be removed. Now, moving on to the next game, the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Oakland Raiders. I'm thinking the Raiders. Both teams are just inept and incompetent and disgusting to watch. But I'm taking Oakland over Jacksonville because that's how bad Jacksonville is. Now, moving on to the Minnesota Vikings taking on the LA Chargers in LA in a home field advantage for Minnesota. I'm saying Minnesota, just flat out win. Philip Rivers is going to show up. I know he beat the shit out of the Jacksonville Jaguars, but I think that said more about Jacksonville than about LA. The Chargers are perennial fucking losers, and they will continue to be so. And somehow, some way, even if they make it close, they're going to find a way to lose this game. Because that's what the Chargers do. Now, moving on to the next game, the LA Rams will be headed to Dallas, where I will be this weekend. And they will be taking on the Rams, the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Rams are going to beat the Cowboys in Dallas. Because how about them Cowboys? They cannot string a full game together. They could probably put in a full quarter of effort, and then after that, it's like, fuck you, Jason Garrett, we're not playing for shit. You got Michael Bennett trying to do the hoorah-rah-rah bullshit. It's not going to work. It's just not. Sorry. It's never worked in Dallas the last few weeks, and I don't think it's going to work anytime soon. So, there you go. Dallas just, getting shit on. And I might go to a bar and talk some smack, but not really. I don't want to get shot. Just going to cheer for my team if they win, and if they lose, I'm just going to waltz back into the hotel room and crawl in the blanket and just the fetal position for a couple of hours. But listen, I feel the Falcons are going to be in the fetal position when they take on the San Francisco 49ers this weekend. And if the 49ers probably win this game outright, Atlanta Falcons, as good as they have been trying to look, especially against division rivals, I don't think they're a good team at all. Dan Quinn is just saving these games to try to save his job. But it's just, no. This is a bad team, all in all. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, you got Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. That's nice, but I just don't buy this team. I don't. Now, let's talk about the next game. The flex game, Buffalo Bills versus Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm picking the Buffalo Bills. Call me crazy on this one, but I've been really impressed with Josh Allen. Whereas Doc Hodges, no, not really. Just kind of looking at him like, okay, cool, you're just there. Just kind of roaming about. And I know Mike Tomlin, head coach of the year talk. I don't know, man. Watch out for the Titans. And watch out for the Bills team. Because this team, holy shit. They could just get at people. I mean, have you seen that defense? Did you see what they did to Lamar last week? They limited him as much as they could. And they look good doing it. So I'm picking Buffalo in that game. Now, we conclude with Monday Night Football. The Indianapolis Colts taking on the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. I'm taking the Saints, but again, I think the Colts are going to bring this game real close too. Just the way New Orleans offense and defense has been exposed throughout these last few weeks, it's palpable. And you can see it that, if you just do this thing in repetition, you can exploit the Saints. And I believe, despite the Saints winning it, they're going to make this game really high scoring and ugly. So there's my picks for week number 15, boys and girls. So from the top, Baltimore Ravens, Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Green Bay Packers, Kansas City Chiefs, Miami Dolphins, Tennessee Titans, Philadelphia Eagles, Cleveland Browns, Oakland Raiders, Minnesota Vikings, LA Rams, San Francisco 49ers, the Buffalo Bills, and the New Orleans Saints. So hopefully, boys and girls, this week, when I am in Dallas, the voodoo and the fucking luck jizz comes out and helps us out. hopefully winning week. So, boys and girls, follow me at the Sky Lounge and all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily contents. Now, fuck off.